here for game number 2 between Heroic and OG. Sunsfan here with Cinderin. As Shiver was talking about, the winner of this is guaranteed a tiebreaker. Does that mean the loser is guaranteed anything, Cinderin?
The loser is guaranteed 9th, 10th, I would think.
Okay.
There you go.
Great
That's how
work.
it works. They will not be in the tiebreaker because both teams have the same score.
Yes.
They're both 6 and 7. And that means there's everything to play for here. Another interesting game coming our way. Last pick PL into 19th PL into... Let's try that again. 9th pick PL into 10th pick Beastmaster. Thought it was interesting to hear the panel theorizing what the Beastmaster was going to buy and for what reason. Seb, actually...
K1, pretty damn low.
He's going to leap. He's
That's
dead.
a lot of armor. Is it enough to survive? No. Whisper will take first blood for OG. Not too shabby of a hero to get that on if you're from OG's perspective as well.
Seb did skill leap, so he doesn't have the arrow in the top lane, but I guess he doesn't want it anyway, so it's kind of fine. He's just going to be trading to start.
So you were talking, of course. PL,
Yeah.
9th pick, Beastmaster 10th.
I feel like when you counterpick PL specifically with Beastmaster, you want to go for the Axe, right? Like, otherwise, I think there was just better options available if that's not the build you want to go. So I'm going to say that's kind of a given. The question is what order? Like, do you buy the drums very early? Do you get the pipe first?
I thought that Ags got horribly nerfed when that was actually prevalent. Like, have we seen the Ags on Beast recently at all?
I mean, to be fair, we barely even see this hero, right? So
True.
It's not going to be a popular build regardless in the game. I think it's still good in the right game. I think PL is one of those heroes that enables it. I would like to see him not go Pipe and Crimson before. The panel were talking about that being a standard build. I think it's too slow. I think it's better if you get one of the two and then Ags, and then you choose which one's more important. I would say the Pipe. I think you should go Pipe, Ags, and then the Crimson is not that important. It's countering one hero, right? You don't need to double counter that PL, I think. The Pipe should be enough in that.
Okay, and then is there any other itemization on the Heroic side that they need to change up from the normal build to be able to counter the PL? Because typically, you know, you talked about the drums, or by the drums, I mean the Ags on Beastmaster, which is drums of Slom, of course. But, I mean, there's no real... I mean, you force a Mjolnir on a hero? Do you force a Radiance? Anything like that?
Beastmaster could buy Radiance. That would be interesting. I don't think he will.
Radiance, Ags, Bloodstone? Easy.
No, I think for the most part you still go the standard items, right? Ember's probably still going to... I don't know now after the nerf if it's absolutely required to go Mage Slayer, but I think he still will, especially given the matchup being Puck in the mid lane. So I think he goes Mage Slayer, Maelstrom, and then you have that Maelstrom, and you have the Beast Ags, and you probably go Shivas somewhere down the line, perhaps. Should be enough tools for that. Which, again, makes it curious. Like, this PL pick is clearly a direct response to the Terrorblade, but I don't know if there's much more depth to it than that from the side of OG. Like, did they see another weakness? It's good against Tombstone, so it's actually twofold.
Okay.
I guess that's good enough reason to run it, because this hero isn't
Shackle
popular
was
either.
on a creep there for Schofield. Little miscalculation.
He's trying to bait them in so they can kill him. That's how he wins games.
Axes, though, from Devi. He's taking a lot of damage, though. Does have to be very careful. Ether shot coming out from Schofield, and the Lotus goes to Tomato, and you can see how badly Heroic needed that one. Only left with a single tango for Devi. Got his trusty boar, though. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the PL, but see how it works out. I feel like the rest of the picks are fairly standard, though. Especially the Puck mid. We've been seeing a ton of Puck being thrown out in the last couple tournaments. Usually going for like the right-click Maelstrom build with Ags.
Yeah, I think you still do that against TP, right? Oh, there we go. This is a good luck charm for Heroic.
Yep, Schofield, death number 1. Let's get that graphic on the screen. Devi Llama. Oh, the leap coming out from Seb. Can he finish the job? Another right-click. Yes!
Wow.
Just barely. So 2 kills in the safe lane for OG. Good calculation from Seb. Brought out his calculator for that. Lag now.
Oh my god. I don't know if I believe it, I'll be honest. This is what people do in pubs all the time when they pull something off.
What, you think they're trying to tilt him?
I don't know. It's just funny. He gets a kill on the offlaner, instantly pauses and says lag after playing the chase perfectly like he had 0 ping.
That's right. He's that good, just working through all the call.
Oh, man.
They're laughing too.
Yeah, they're probably saying the same thing, really. I think his teammates don't believe him either. I don't know. Oh, that's funny. All right.
Might be brain lag. Seb is getting up there in age. I can attest to
that's fair.
What that feels like.
Well, that's a hot start in that safe lane, though. He's almost level 4 on Mirana minute 4.
Is that a Dota Plus logo on his head right now? What is that?
It's when you get tipped.
Oh, it's from a tip. I see.
No,
Perfect.
actually,
boss.
we're playing Worms, and he's getting a med kit.
Oh, okay.
It's dropping right now.
Yeah, med kit. Very nice.
Yep. Gonna heal to full here. 3, 2. There it is. Plus 50 health.
Beautiful.
I'm not opposed to taking an occasional bounty.
He's gonna opt to buy the boots. There were a couple of options here. Could have also bought some sort of little value item like a Bassi for the lane, but he will take the more aggressive approach, I would say. To an extent.
BZM, he gets pressured out of lane. He might just have to walk back to base. Both Water Rune's going to go the way of Heroic, so that is a pretty big deal.
Yep. This is a good lane matchup for Ember, and
even the bounty taken by Schofield.
really tripling down and shutting out BZM here. As Jenkins pointed out, Analog is a master on this hero, and he's showing why right now. 22-9 against the 17-4 Puck, and forcing him back to base. It's not like Schofield did a lot of work to make that happen. He kind of just showed up, so Analog basically did it on his own. The constant poke of Sleight of Fist is an issue for Puck. This is a matchup that's been played for a long time. Puck has 2 armor, and it's very hard to phase shift dodge Sleight. It's just so fast. Oh, Seb.
Shackle, this time on the correct unit, and that'll lead to the kill onto Seb.
That's quite important recovery for them up in this lane for
Yeah,
Heroic.
for sure.
And they're also, this is an unfortunate time for Seb to die, because basically they have a full wave in the tower, and they're just going to use this to absolutely bully Tomato as much as possible, shutting him out from all these CS. They're attacking the wrong target here, unfortunately.
Yep, they had it right the first time. Blood Grenade onto the wrong one again, and a Shackle onto the wrong one again. Seb with the Star Storm, and Schofield will pay the ultimate price. And now Divide Llama is the one that is completely surrounded by OG members. Seb with a double kill. So starting out this game 3-1-2.
I feel like I'm watching a replay of the last game. It's like Schofield's dying. They do a dive under the tower minute 4 with their off lane. It fails. They both die. Ari rotates to that lane, shows up, and get killed. Now, if this was exactly like last game, Whisper would be bullied out of lane now by a 2v1, but that is not happening. In fact, they're going mid instead.
Yep, Searing Chains, very nicely done. There's the Shackle from Schofield. Ari will get off the bushwhack, but
He's very dead.
will fall eventually to KJ's right click.
And good luck there on
And a shield
Analog
for
winning the
Analog.
50-50.
Yeah.
The prize is mine.
Yeah, BZM, bit of a struggle bus right now as Divide Llama kills Tomato solo?
He has 2 waves in his own tower, and he goes for the kill. I think Tomato is in disbelief that the Beastmaster is even going for this right there.
This is the chaotic nature of Divide Llama and Heroic. As BZM taking extra pressure. Searing Chains is there from Analog. Phase shift BZM will die again. So, okay, it's not so much like last game now.
No, now it's now you can sell me on this being a different game all of a sudden. Are they losing mid tower minute 7? There's another wave coming in. The Siege Creep is not dying. He's cutting this one. If OG don't rotate over, okay, Ari will try. I don't think he could do this on his own.
Yeah, BZM he will TP in now.
So they will
still
hold
get
it.
a couple more pop shots.
So he gets 3/4 of the mid tower and the kill on the Puck. Wisdom's 1-for-1 split. Whisper actually took the Dire one, so one support on the side of OG is going to be starved. That is going to be...
Well, you were talking about Divide Llama's
game was good enough, so...
We were talking about Divide Llama's build. He's going straight Ags, unless he changes his mind. It's Bushwhack, Schofield, as is tradition for Heroic. He needs to die a bunch of times, but the Shackle onto Tomato. Finally, Schofield will tumble. KJ comes in with a big decay. Has the Tombstone available, but will not use it yet. As Divine Llama now gets his Primal Roar. And if he finds an angle on Tomato.
He's dead if he gets roared. He dies to Roar and Axis here.
He's looking for it. Axis into the Roar.
He actually
and down
got it.
goes Tomato again. Oh my goodness. Bushwhack onto KJ. Seb's going to take some Axis to the back of the head. Meanwhile, Mid lane, we're seeing Whisper make his first rotation. There's the Mars Arena into the coil as well. Illusory Orb should be enough to be able to take out Schofield again. And the Rebuke is enough as well as Analog will drop. So double kill for BZM, a much needed boon for him.
Yeah.
And Ari has a damage rune right now. KJ has decay in 3 seconds. We'll place the tombstone on the cliff. We'll die to the Starstorm though. And Seb will just casually TP out. Man, both games action-packed, I have to say.
It was all over the place. I really love this mid-rotation from Whisper. Not only is it successful, but just like conceptually, I think it's a really good move to make when you're about to lose this mid-tower. Trying to help out your puck. They played it perfectly too. BZM with a coil, and the moment it was ending, gets the max duration silence out on the Ember, and together they can just barely take him down through Flame Guard. So that was great stuff from OG. They were starting to lag behind a little bit, but recovered quite well with that. Worth keeping in mind, as you said, Davai Lama, this top lane is going, I would say, very well for him. With those 3 kills, 2 of them on the PL. He's getting the tower now, and he's rushing Axe, as you mentioned. I think Axe Pipe is just going to be the order then. It was one after the other, I would say. I don't know if there's...
Ooh.
What's another...
Early Sunder.
Is there another alternative path here? Like, what else could he buy after Axe that's as good here?
Well, they mentioned Crimson. You didn't like it as much as Pipe, though.
I don't think it's as good as the Pipe. It's really valuable for the Terrorblade as well to have the Pipe in his team.
I mean, could he go Blink, potentially?
You can, but it kind of... It slightly defeats the purpose, right? The idea of Ags is that you're a tanky frontliner.
True.
And if you get the Blink and you blink into them with your drums active, you can still just die. But if you have the Pipe, you're very...
Are they looking at the Ember to be the initiator for the first portion of the game, then?
Yeah, I think Slight Chains is very reliable here. The enemy team is playing without Dispels, so it's effectively... It's not a stun, but it's a catch.
Yep, BZM, I believe, gets his first rune of the game.
It's a good one to get.
Yeah, probably the best one you could possibly get for the puck. Going for the Witchblade, so no crazy shenanigans from him.
They're setting up for K1 here. No Sunder. He will read it and back off for the time being.
The fact that he even skilled that is a shocker. Don't they wait till like level 10 or something?
It varies. I think it's...
I mean, he might have just been holding that point for when he actually used it.
Yeah. It's quite reasonable a lot of the time to skill Sunder level 6.
Whisper will be pressuring the tier 1. BZM and Seb on the outskirts, just waiting for somebody to show up. Analog, meanwhile, forcing out a fortification in the mid lane, looking to take this tier 1, but Seb will make his rotation now.
It's a bit late for Seb
Arrow
here.
to take out the siege, but yeah, can they get the deny is really the only question here. Another TP coming in.
Oh,
They might want to fight still. Seb gets a beautiful deny. Coil onto 2, but the instant hex into the shackle. Schofield, Mars Arena now separating them from their Ember Spirit. This might be the death of both supports of Heroic. And indeed that is the case, but even Davai Lama come into play, but he'll just have to walk back to where he came from. Already halfway through his Ags.
Yeah, that really did look
More
like Seb was just too late, but managing to get the deny and the follow-up teamfight makes that well worth it. OG set it up nicely. Can't really put a finger on Whisper's play so far in this game. His spellcasting, his movements are really, really good. Let's see if he finds something more here. I don't think this play is possible. Oh, there's the Conjure image, Brian.
It actually came to fruition.
He didn't cast it, though. He had it out already, so it doesn't really count.
Okay.
Oh, that one spawned behind him. Start counting to 3, K1. You can do it.
Another rune for BZM, question mark? No, it'll be haste top. BZM looking to bottle the bounty rune at the very least. K1, they know that the meta is going to be ending relatively shortly.
They're really hounding him here.
Yeah.
But Tomato on the direct opposite side is doing the same thing as K1, so both farming their respective safer jungles, but as the offlane towers have fallen, it is a bit less safe. Let's see if either of them gets found. Looks like Tomato might be first.
Yep, they will spot him,
able to just
but
find his way out of this one.
yeah, he finds his way outside the AoE of the Tombstone. The Searing Chains hits all 3 creeps and not Tomato.
Well, if he was actually envisioned, that is so unlucky. I feel like Brian has just invoked bad RNG day. He did the triple Manta to fail, and now this chains after the change to that.
Could have theoretically been in fog, though. Briefly.
It could have been fun. Let's say it was that. No one's that unlucky, surely.
No one ever in the history of Dota. Devi,
Oh, he's going
70.
he's queuing up BKB. That's the other way. Okay, that's the alternative route.
Okay.
I don't mind that. I still think Pipe is probably better. I understand why he wants the BKB so he can walk through the arena and obviously negate a ton of the damage from the puck, but I think itemizing to really protect your team here, I just instinctively feel like it's more valuable, but maybe the BKB has more carry potential. I don't know if they really need that, though. See how it pans out. He's also queuing up the dagger, so maybe you're going to end up being right, and he just goes blink straight after.
All right, Drums of Slum officially online. Of course, the PL is not really a problem yet, so might just be using this to farm. Yeah, that's also what it's really good for.
Yep. Not going to say it's an overlooked aspect of it. It's obviously a really big part is that you keep ramping up, but
all right, he's going to tank a gank here. Sharpshooter. Well hit.
Did you shoot that out of his ass? I mean, I guess it was because he was hexed. You couldn't see his orientation. It looked funny, though. Anyway. There's different ways to be a sharpshooter nowadays.
I had too many jokes that I'm just not going to say.
Ember going to pick up the Mage Slayer here. And PL with the Ags. So very ramp-heavy builds, right? One side Ags Beast, the other one Ags PL. And Terrorblade will be buying farming items as usual. Looks like K1 is opting for Sanjin Yasha. I feel like he is probably the biggest fan of this item out of any carry in the world. I don't know if I don't have any like statistics for this, but I just feel like anecdotally he buys it more than any other player.
That was your opportunity to throw out a stat.
Yeah, he buys them in about 22% of games, Shannon.
Total, or on TB.
Even if it's total, it's a lot, I would say, in this patch. But no, I was just going for the 22 because that's the number you pull out when you don't know what it actually is.
That's true. Good memory. It did just get buffed, though, I believe, right, in this last patch?
Sanj did. I guess Sanjin Yasha does as well by extension, right?
Status resist. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Halberd. Got the biggest buff, actually, of those. In terms of the status resist.
Sanjin Yasha is 100 cheaper, 5% more status resist, and 3% more health regen and lifesteal.
Okay.
It adds up.
All right, Devi Lama and Schofield are going to team up to take out Roche.
Yep, this is another great aspect of the drums.
A Flesh Golem action to make this go a little bit faster. Devi Lama, I'm guessing, is the one that's going to take the Aegis then. That's a little awkward.
It's quite good on Beast.
It's awkward.
When you have this build.
That's true. You want to stay alive as long as possible.
And then you want to stay alive again.
But the drums, they reset, I believe, on death, I would think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's one of those things where you turn this into a damn it if you do, damn it if you don't situation for the enemy team. Where we've talked about there's a clear path to a team fight where if Beastmaster goes in front, you can maybe just burst him when he has no magic resist. Now you can't do that.
Right.
So it does open the door for a very aggressive potential play for Heroic. And the other good news for Heroic is that it's not on K1, so it might be used with the team. That was a callback to the last game where he wasted every Aegis and still won. So.
Yes, that is true. He was very good at that. Schofield looking for a Hex, not in range though. I mean, once he gets, I assume, a Blink at some point, then he becomes a much scarier hero.
This map
Watch out for.
Quite small for OG right now.
He is going Blink now on the Beast.
Yep. I like it a lot more when he has Aegis. Because even if it's just one good moment he finds with it, that will do a lot for them. And at this point, if you go Blink BKB, you're not getting Pipe after. So it's either or at this point, and I do feel like he's committed. He hasn't even looked at the Pipe. All right, he changed to Dagon. I don't know anything. I'm just along for the ride here.
I think Whisper is heading towards the Divine Rapier. I mean, that's not the Divine Rapier there, but he's going for that build eventually. With the Brooch, aka Harken's Blade. Seems to be the thing as analog. Will be spotted, will be coiled, and will be dead.
Yeah, you're not surviving that one.
Good pick off for OG. Feels like there haven't been that many kills in the last few minutes. Ari, he's going to be the trade, but OG will be fine with that. And that's Devi Lama showing off the Blink now for the first time.
Yep, and he is committing for the Dagon.
Yeah, that is That's cool. I like it. More spell lifesteal. Whisper.
Oh, nice catch.
Arena onto 2, but the instant Hex comes out as Divine Llama trying to fight through this with his drums of Slom. Whisper gets off a Rebuke, getting slowed perpetually by these boars, and Divine Llama will get the better of him. He gets off a Blink as well as Tomato now getting super low. We'll get off the Spirit Lance one more time.
These axes could kill him. He has...
If he gets them off in time.
I don't think it's...
No.
He had decay stacks on him, not wild axes stacks. I misread it for a moment. If that's 4 stacks of axes, that's really close. But... Okay, I thought that was a really good catch from Whisper. Excellent spell placement, but the Beastmaster is just way too strong. So they get the trade and they get the tier 2. I think Heroic very, very happy with this exchange. Obviously a bonus for them that Schofield dies. That just makes it even better.
I mean, he did get off a really fast Hex as well.
Yeah, he did everything he could there. It could not have played it any better.
Yeah, he's not breaking any records this game with his deaths, but they've all been meaningful at least.
The thing that's funny about it is, as much as we're memeing on it, I think he played a pretty damn good game last game. It was just really hard in the first 15 minutes. And a lot of his deaths, if nothing else, they're on him instead of a teammate. Sometimes when games are tough, somebody has to die, and if you can absorb a lot of them on a support, and still find impact later in the game, that's a job well done. So
Schofield, other side of the tree line. Will be silenced now as Analog coming through, looking for some sort of Searing Chains action on BZM, but it's not going to happen. So a little poke and run.
And the scary part for OG is the map is just going to start breaking apart. This Beastmaster is absolutely obliterating them, just playing super aggro. In the meantime, Terrorblade is free farming. He's taking the mid-tier 2 tower. He's stealing the enemy Ancients. And now with this bottom wave pushing in, Schofield can commit the snakes if he wants. I don't think it's necessary for this tower, so he might even save them for the tier 2 if they want to go that far. As OG are pinging out K1, but can't really find an opening here with their puck. This is kind of snowbally. It's not like an insurmountable lead or anything, it just feels like OG are step by step running out of space. And now PZM. Good escape there from that Shaman TP.
Yep, he's been on top of things this game.
Won't get the rune again though, bad luck.
Well, need to channel your inner Quinn to be able to get those runes next time.
Oh, now I might even be in trouble. He used the orb?
Oh.
Okay.
Blink's a little baby distance away. Connect with Ari now as the Dagon is officially there. The age is about to be expired as well. So Heroic continuing the pressure. You think they got enough out of this Aegis?
We'll see. Depends how good the Dagon is. It's hard to answer that question when I don't really know how impactful this is going to be. It might be really good. I mean, it's got 15% spell lifesteal on it, right? So that's quite good with the drums.
Yep,
I suppose.
It does synergize.
It's just it's a build I personally haven't seen yet. It might not even be that unusual.
They want to go for this Tormy.
Play Beastmaster now.
Get those Axis Staxes on the Tormy. Who shall get the shard? It will go the way. Oh, it's the grab ally, everyone's favorite Tombstone.
That is very good against Mars.
If you're not the one that's getting initiated on,
yeah,
yes.
Because you can even place the Tombstone. I think you can place it far enough that it's outside the wall, right?
So you come out afterwards.
You can pull people out of the arena, I think, with it if you want to. And even if they stay inside, I guess the peel is a bit of an X factor in this regard, right? Because this Tombstone can just die that fast. But even just buying your teammates 2 seconds is a huge deal against heroes like Mars and Puck. So we'll see what use he finds for it. And of course, bigger than anything is the fact that they take it away from OG. So they're going to get both. The classic Radiant play that you've talked about quite a bit. Getting that bot tier 2 into Tormy, and then they're going to swap over to their own. Could opt for a smoke across the map here if they want to try to get back. But it looks like they might just stick around and push out top first. Schofield will take this shard, yep, and get the Shackles one.
Yep, great for split pushing, great for farming, great for not dying because you're next to creeps and not heroes, for Schofield specifically.
Yep.
How good is the Beastmaster shard? It sounds crazy. I mean, I've seen it a couple times. It seems good.
It's really good sometimes. I don't know if it's this kind of game, though. against these heroes. It should. Maybe it's even good against PL to an extent when you have the drum. I don't think you buy it though.
You don't buy it, huh? Okay.
It's gonna go BKB next.
Well, Heroic continuing to 5-man. And you can see OG looking to split the waves a bit. For the tier 2 tower will go the way of Heroic again as their lead is now 5k. And Roche we won't know about for 35 seconds, but considering how many Aegises
they're gonna knock on the door here. K1 has Butterfly, they have Snakes.
Yep, Snakes are down. Whisper gets the initiation off on K1 into the arrow. Do they have the damage? He's already at half HP. He is dead. No Sunder to come. The BKB came through for Whisper as Schofield looks next on the list. So a good defense mounted from OG as KJ will just barely get out with the TP. So I'm guessing he couldn't get in range to get the grab ally.
Probably, and that right there is a great example of why many players buy Manta instead of SNY. I think in this game, it's debatable because, you know, this was kind of the perfect storm from OG where they get the right shutout with the... Devi will die.
These are big kills.
Yep, absolutely. They get the right shutout with the arena, and then despite having the status resist of the Sanjin Yasha, he's just locked down the whole fight. So you're going to see the replayers. They can pull him in here, and then the arrow crucial for this to work, and that arena will shut out the rest of the team from connecting. So
the Undying is not even remotely close, by the way, during this.
This didn't seem... Yeah, they never used Tombstone. It seemed like they weren't fully ready for this. I think K1 is just... Did he just say, what the fuck?
Probably.
I think he's like...
Was not expecting that sort of
damage. He's like, guys, I pressed Manta.
Analog gets off the slide of his. He's completely out of mana, though. Whisper with the spear onto a tree. That's the death of Analog. Now, this is falling apart so fast for Heroic.
Yeah, this is not good.
As OG taking full advantage of this blunder. Schofield.
Might even get more. Yep, they will.
He's going to be spotted. There's a TP coming. Bushwhack connects. Devi comes in with, okay, the Dagon surprise. But Whisper finishes off Schofield. That's a double kill for him. And all Heroic get is a lowly support. Yeah, this lead just completely evaporated. That's one of those, I mean, I know that it wasn't a fast Roche spawn or anything, but they went high ground with like 20 seconds left to the point where Roche could spawn. That's why we see teams just chill so often.
It was absolutely completely fine to wait. I genuinely don't really mind the high ground push either, but it felt like they weren't truly committed to it, right? Like we talked about, Undying wasn't in position for it. Like, imagine this play happens again, where they commit for that high ground, they put the Snakes. What if they just put a Tombstone next to Terrorblade, right?
Yeah.
So they could just pull him in.
That's true.
I think this push is actually quite good. But it was like it was a half commit. It looked like they weren't truly going for it, and then OG were very quick to identify the punish there. And yeah, that will bring OG back to even.
K1 has a BKB now. That will certainly help.
Yeah, this Roche is going to be massive, though. It's going to mean a lot for the game. If Heroic get that and they go for a high ground push again, I think it's going to OG are going to be hard pressed to do what they just did one more time.
Teams that get second Roche win about 88% of the time, Cinderin.
All right. What about the last 22?
Last 22 times?
Yes.
88 because that's the average.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Yep, that's right.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Right, let's see. So Roche is spawning. Top left, they have a minute, or they have 3 minutes and a half to get up there, so plenty of time for both teams to set up the perimeter. OG have to be well aware that this is a potentially game-deciding moment. So I really expect them to stay strong up here with vision and keep control. It's a matter of who can handle the side push pressure here. So they're going to TP Puck bottom, which does leave a little bit of a moment of opportunity here, and Heroic are going to immediately pounce on this with a smoke. If they can get up, even if they don't find any heroes, but they just get the D-ward and they start taking control of the area, I think it's very hard for OG's lineup to initiate into Roche. I'm saying that as a team that has Mars and Puck, but the problem is, I don't think you have enough single target bursts to kill K1 this time around. When he's in position, has BKB, has a team around him.
Yeah, you have one save, if used successfully.
Yeah.
And smoke from OG, looking to get to that top side of the map where Roche currently resides, knowing that this is going to be a very impactful one.
This is the biggest moment of the game.
Absolutely.
So let's see if OG can find this opportunity.
Oh, Whisper Might run into Analog. I don't know if...
Oh, he just got his BKB. This is like the perfect timing for
Pops! There's the
Divide.
silence coming out to Analog, and he's dead. Quick pickoff for OG, and just like that, it's a 4 versus 5. Can Heroic delay this?
It's not like OG kill Roche fast. I think you can probably just kite it out. The question is if Schofield can get out. And quite the predicament up here.
Yes.
30 seconds for OG with no info. Are they actually even going to try? I don't think they will. I think they're just going to play the area.
Okay.
20 seconds. They're going to Moonlight. Okay.
Moonlight.
Look for an opportunity here.
There's the arena from Whisper. Already pops the BKB, gets the spear onto KJ, who buys back instantly. Divide was forced out in using his BKB. Will teleport away, and that might be enough for OG to feel safe. Now Ember's going to be up, but you don't have a BKB on Divide.
That's the bigger part of that. Undying used buyback and didn't use any spells, so he has his entire kit. I think they're definitely going to make this in time to contest, aren't they?
Definitely, you say?
Maybe not. This is going faster than I thought it would. This is really, really good news for OG if they get this in time. And yeah, they're going to place Seb here as a smoke breaker. With the wards? Nope, they're not making it in
Okay,
time.
they're exiting the pit. K1 pops the meta. It's going to get spear, but no connection onto the tree this time. Bushwhack is there. Arrow will be taken as well by K1. He's just taking every spell to the back of the head. Now into the pit they go. Roche not happy about it.
Oh yeah, they're going to
very low on
roared.
HP. OG, you're going to have to try to contest this. The Serpent Wards are placed outside the pit just to give a little bit of vision here. K1 continuing to pound upon this Roche. They get the Aegis.
Divide took
And
it.
the cheese as well. And Whisper coming. They want to continue to fight. Schofield's already taken out by Tomato. As K1, Divide already uses the Aegis. And K1's BKB is kind of being wasted here. He's going to get soul ripped, gets the Sunder off on an illusion. Spear again does not latch to a tree, but now they have the focus. They have the Bushwhack on the K1. He's already at half HP. Gets silenced as well. Illusory Orb is clipping him as well. They have enough to finish him off in all likelihood as Whisper gets off the arena. Divide Llama gets off his BKB, able to try to get away here, but he only has one teammate with him right now. And he's just getting kited to a high degree. Tomato's illusions are just ripping right through him, despite him having the drums of Slom. Oh, he pops the cheese just in time.
Oh, no.
But back to the same exact HP a second later, and Divide Llama will die. Meanwhile, Analog, basically the sole member to get out of this engagement, and that was a disaster for Heroic, despite getting the Aegis and cheese.
I wonder what this tip from Seb, how you want to interpret that. Because I was thinking about it for a little bit. He got roared by the Beastmaster at the end of the fight and then gets killed off instantly by him. But I think in Seb's mind, Beastmaster is misplaying this fight by not going in front of Terrorblade, right? His Aegis pops and then he backed off despite having cheese. So he kind of left K1 on an island for the following 20 seconds where he was just getting kited and prodded. And then eventually he roars them around and kills her. But at that point, her TB is already out of the fight. So I think Seb considers this a very, very great outcome for him, essentially, just bullying him or boxing him away for that long. And that is so huge for OG. I was not expecting them to get this good of a fight out of this, I'll be honest. That went way better than they could have expected.
Yeah, you basically got Roche to 1/4 HP, effectively, and then give it up, and then win the fight somehow.
And it didn't even feel like the roar from the Roshan mattered, right? Because obviously Heroic got the last Roche, so the moment they went into the pit, they got roared. But that wasn't when the fight happened. It happened afterwards, when the debuff was already gone. So
how long does that debuff last? Like 8 seconds?
I don't remember. It's something like that, yeah. It was definitely way beyond that.
Are fortified.
Yep. Tier
OG
2
in a
tower.
great position now. This is what PL wants. It's this kind of game where it drags out. You get to get 5 or 6 slotted. You have a good carry to carry matchup. Arrow won't connect, but the spear will.
Yep, K1. Again, getting kited.
Oh, he popped
He'll be
this
soul
meta
ripped
again.
back. Yes, already has meta up and running as the Bushwhack will hit onto the Rasta. Divide Llama coming in with the roar onto the puck. BZM in a lot of trouble. He will get bursted. Whisper in the meantime with a huge rebuke, able to delete one support to start this fight. The Bushwhack from afar from Ahri. Such a segregated fight overall as Divide Llama. They just don't have the stun lock without that roar, without that Rasta. And looks like that fight will end there, but BZM being taken out is a good kill from Heroic. By the way, Radiance on Whisper. Is this... You can take apart Radiance, right?
Yeah.
For an eventual Rapier, but he's not really going for that build. He's going for Shiva's next. Very interesting.
I guess one downside to this is if Terrorblade reflects you, he makes a Radiance against PL, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bit of a...
That's one way to get Radiance on Heroic.
Yeah.
All right, do you think it's getting to the point where they need to start forcing items against this PL? Because right now it's just, as far as I can see, Drums of Slum and
Drums fall off.
I wouldn't say Dagon is really a counter to PL at all. It's just one illusion out of a million. Maybe if you get 5 Dagons.
That's a stretch. I mean, that also begs the question, was it the right choice? Like, did he get enough value out of this when he bought it?
Yeah.
A lot of the time you can critique items and be like, yeah, this wasn't the right choice because clearly look how it went. But maybe they just didn't meet the conditions that he was looking for with that high ground push. Like maybe that timing was going to be outstanding. He gets one key pick, they just get a Rax. But now that that didn't happen, makes you wonder, do you wish you had bought something else at this point?
Do you think it's too late for something like a Crimson?
Yeah, I don't think Crimson is the way to go. I think you don't itemize now to withstand the damage from the illusion. I think you itemize to try to kill them constantly.
So 5 Dagons.
Radiant Shiva? He's buying Shiva for now, it looks like, which is fine. Oh, Schofield.
Yep. Down
they were too late on the tomb.
Oh, Divine Llama gets instantly stunned upon blinking up to the high ground. Now he's going to get silenced. And OG's just wondering, where's the rest of your team? Divine Llama already at half HP. They can just do all this damage from afar. Coil onto 2. Divine Llama forced to BKB again. Will snap the coil and try to run away. Okay. Looks like he'll be successful in doing so, but a lot has been wasted as K1 taking an arena and a spear. There's the silence, trying to prevent any sort of Sunder action. Knowing that he's... they have so much to try to burst him as K1 gets off his BKB, looking for someone to Sunder. Please! Finally, Analog will come through. Divine Llama, a little bit of miscommunication from Heroic, because it looks like they wanted to back off initially. Now the roar is essentially wasted, but
that's
you take out hit. Ari in the end.
He's still relatively fast. All right, that helps. Disperser.
Yeah, Disperser, very nice for Whisper.
And these fights.
So all of that for a couple of supports now.
Yeah. I think Heroic pretty happy with that. You consider how that looked. That looked very grim. Shadow Shaman gets jumped, dies instantly, doesn't stay alive long enough for the tombstone save. So you see here, you can see he's made animation on K1 and just cancels it out. Devi's in a very awkward position. Has to BKB. I thought he actually was going to get tombstone saved here rather than use the BKB.
I don't think we've seen a single grab ally.
No, they haven't used it that way yet. He's just gonna throw out the X and run. And Seb got isolated with too few leaps in the arena too late. So I feel like both teams could have probably played the situation quite a bit better. By the end of the day, slight win for Heroic.
Yeah, OG playing that so well to force K1 to finally use that BKB charge. Preventing the Sunder from coming through.
Engaging into enemy high ground for OG is extremely dangerous. Any well-placed tombstone gives so much vision and control.
Oh, Tormy action.
If they get into them when they're doing this, they would be quite low, but already happened. And there's the Mjolnir, so that's another item against PL.
Yep.
Completed now for K1.
This might turn into a big old-fashioned team fight again as the arrow hits onto Divine Llama already. And Whisper has to use his BKB inside of his own arena. He was Serpent Ward trapped as there's a grab ally. He's not going to be able to cut through that tombstone very fast. BZM getting relatively low. Gets the coil off onto 2. Do they have the damage to take out the Ember? Yes. Finally, Analog will fall. He does have his buyback, though, and a TP to be able to get here pretty quickly as K1's going to pop his BKB along with the meta. And Tomato. Looks like OG want to try to reset this. Again, just kiting K1 so hard in these fights.
Yeah, this is probably the end of this. I don't think OG want to push into the high ground and into the Serpent Wards. But yeah, good result for them finding the Ember. And Divine Llama got a very good roar out on the puck, but the problem is they don't have enough single target damage without the Terrorblade. I think it's very important that Beastmaster and TB play together in the fight. Because the Ember doesn't have enough burst. He doesn't have like an Ags buildup that's just gonna obliterate that puck during roar. So effectively what happened there was they wasted the roar and they lost their Ember and then just had to back out. So OG get 1 core kill and the tower.
Yeah, Divine wants more Dagon.
Very close game. I honestly feel like nobody has been ahead for a while. Like the gold doesn't really matter much right now. It's about information. It's about who gets the jump and finds the first target, because both teams have the potential to just obliterate 1 or 2 heroes out of the fight very quickly if they're poorly positioned. The Terrorblade has massive damage and staying power too. You see OG, despite having many items on this PL and puck, they're still not trying to fight the Terrorblade head on. Like, they're constantly kiting him. So if he's ever in a favorable position with some stuns locking down the right heroes, he's gonna eat right through them. Again, Moonlight. This one's spotted by K1.
Now Ari in the trees. Oh, they got some big items coming in, though. Bloodthorn and Lincoln's on the side of OG. Bushwhack is there.
Oh!
Arena onto 4 heroes. The grab ally comes in. Divine Llama gets off his roar, and that leads to Seb's death. Schofield's dead as well. Rebuke onto the Ember. Not enough for the kill quite yet. As Whisper getting horribly surrounded by K1 and Analog, and that is enough damage for Heroic to take out a big kill out of OG's lineup. Seb buys back as BZM will find a double kill on the outskirts of the fight. Analog has to be a bit careful. Waning Rift is there. Illusory Orb as well, and BZM triple kill now. He is dancing with death here as the Lincolns finally pops, with the Bushwhack coming in from Ari. Ultra kill for BZM. They are just playing with their food. BZM really wants the rampage, but K1 should be able to get out of this. So these fights are so back and forth.
Yeah, they get a 4-man arena first, pop 2 BKBs, and lose their Mirana immediately. Their OG. That looked like when they get that arena down, okay, this is trouble. But I think OG weren't fully connected on it, so the end of that fight was kind of even until the BKBs expire and the fight keeps going on, and Puck just pokes and prods for, I want to say, half a minute. BZM was just doing work off on the left side. He's off camera right now. This is why we didn't even get to see it in the fight, but off to the left here, he's killing Undying. And then he's going to do a really nice dodge here of the Slight. So he gets to do his Blink Silence onto Analog. So very well done there by BZM as well. And Devi thought they could go for a counterplay here, but completely alone. Like this one was just flat out full miscommunication, right? That's just a complete blunder. He doesn't have Roar. Terrorblade wasn't ready to fight. The nerves might be getting to them. Obviously, both teams well aware that this is an elimination game.
Yeah.
So
BZM is spotted out. Lincoln's is popped. Serpent Wards surround with the Shackle K1 arrow up. All right, BZM gets off the phase shift just in time. Eats the cheese as well. And now the kiting of the Terrorblade continues. K1 trying to TP out, but the damage is just too much. Very ambitious play from K1, and it is punished by OG.
Starting to feel a bit nutty.
This is starting to slip out of Heroic's hands as OG mount a 15K lead currently. You can see the frustration here. Gotta crack those knuckles and the wrist, very important.
Top net worth in the game is now Puck.
Yeah,
That's
I feel like it's been bouncing all over the place this game.
BZM's having a monster performance in this one. I kind of feel like we haven't truly got to see very much of the reason they picked the PL yet.
All right, Divine Llama, he wants to fight.
Oh,
That's a stun lock. That is the death of Whisper. 90 seconds of no Mars. But Divine Llama will likely trade his life. Schofield and company can't do too much to help him out. They're getting some heals from the Soul Rip. Okay, he's actually tanky enough to live.
Yeah, that's that Ags in action. I thought we were late enough into the game that he would die from that, but nope, apparently not. Pulsing those 250 heals or whatever plus Soul Rip kept him up.
He has his Aegis, so they still want to be able to poke here, knowing that the TB is not up for another 20. Does have his buyback technically if he wants to use it, but likely will not. Divine Llama throwing out these axes, making things a little bit more difficult for OG, and now it looks like a full disengage for them.
Damn, they didn't even lose a tower on that. That's a really strong hold. But yeah, Whisper was not ready for what was coming for him there. Probably thought he could survive that instance. Not even close to getting out of there. K1 is eyeing up a Swift Blink as his next purchase.
Yep.
Or a...
He took apart his Dragon Lance. Yeah, I was going to say, he wants to go Blink into Terror Wave.
He's going to do it opposite order.
Yeah, we'll go for the Ags first.
No directly obvious synergies with Fearing here, I guess. But just another type of control in the fight. It would be really good if he was with the Puck, so you could break the coil with that Fear, for example.
Or Mars, yeah.
Or with a Mars, but both those heroes are unfortunately for him in the opposite team. But still, you know, the secondary benefits for the Ags are still very good.
Is it 2 seconds, Fear? He has it now.
Yes. And the radius is enormous.
Yeah.
It's 1600.
And they changed it so you can use it and then blink and it follows you. Because
Yeah.
before it would be in place.
Yep.
And you would blink and you'd just be holding your junk with nothing else to do.
Yep.
Wisdom Rune here. Divide Llama will take it. Looking for that 25. So continuing to upgrade these Daggons.
I thought KJ specifically left it so the Terrorblade could take it. Then Davai Lama was just like, yoink.
Screw him.
Dire's top
I
tower
guess so.
is
He's
under
upgrading his Dagon now. Level 2, working on level 5, and then Overwhelming Blink.
Regeneration.
Is upgrading this really worth it? Like, I don't know, man.
What do you gain? It's the lower, obviously damage, lower cooldown.
No, not lower cooldown.
No?
Is it?
For Dagon? Yeah?
It used to be, but it's not showing on it.
Oh.
But I don't know if you should trust the tooltips in this video game. So
I don't remember if they've ever changed.
I genuinely had to read everything this item does because I've barely seen it.
All right,
I'm
it's a
like,
24-second cooldown right now, so let's see when he upgrades it again. I feel like it gets lower than that for sure, but like 2 seconds each time at least.
Allies disappear.
We'll find out shortly.
yeah, it's 3 seconds shorter per level.
Okay.
So 27, 24. It maxes out at 15.
Does the spell lifesteal get any better? I think that one's just marginally better.
It's really weird that it doesn't show it on the item, actually,
Yeah,
that the
okay.
cooldown gets shorter.
So the spell lifesteal actually does not scale at all with that. Or does not increase at least. All right, K1 and company in the enemy triangle. Still a 15k lead for OG and the Aegis.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, there's the Hex.
Yep, the Hex and the Serpent Ward surround. BZM coming in, doing a lot of damage with that color, but the grab ally actually saves the Rasta for now. We'll try to get to the sideline. Schofield for once does not die. Whisper taking a lot of damage. You can see the first wave comes out from K1, showing off that newly picked up Aghanim Scepter, and again, Whisper's the first to drop.
Let's see how crazy Schofield is feeling here. He has Blink Hex ready. He's very low, though, so it would likely be a suicide mission, which is his favorite kind of mission. Looks like he's even surfing around here. Maybe that's just on my screen, but looking really nice
Yeah,
here.
he has 0 animations right now.
It's,
That's what happens when you get grab allied. It's
That's
just
what-
so abrupt.
That's a shaman that's reached Nirvana right there. It's full on in the zone.
Either that or he's comatose.
Yep.
K1's going to TP to the top lane, so I think that's a full disengage now for Heroic.
He actually looks like a statue, so it's kind of fitting, isn't it?
No? I think it does.
It's like
I
a
feel
little.
when you
it
cast something.
kind of looks like a totem.
Do you think this messes with the player at all when they're...
Yeah, they lose focus because they're laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's laughing so much.
Yeah, he's really, really laughing. A huge smile on his face. Yep, very focused now.
He's casting a spell. Oh, I didn't fix it. Damn it.
So okay, so he was stunned and then grab allied, and then
Yeah.
now he's just stuck with that face apparently.
That's probably. It might even be consistent now that you say that. Because when you, if you pick someone up in the tombstone while they're in their flailing animation, as it's called,
Yeah.
then maybe that's. Oh, nice
Schofield.
escape.
Yeah. Dodging death.
Dire are scanning.
He just gated up here.
I think he's actually imitating. Okay, actually the animations are working now for Schofield. He can waddle away safely.
I think he got it reset when he went through the gate.
Okay.
Very
He hasn't
important.
reset his facial animations yet, though. Still the same face.
Yep, that's a constant. Nope, that's different.
Okay, yeah.
He's a changed man.
A little bit different now.
Gate. The gate comes for us all.
Roche, we'll know in 50 seconds, and we keep saying, I mean, each Roche it feels like is more pivotal than the last. As a Radiance will be there for Analog soon. So another way to deal with the PL illusions, but it does feel like for OG, Whisper has been dying
Dire's bottom
first.
tower is under attack.
How do you prevent that? You don't exactly have a save.
Yeah.
How do you itemize? So I guess the refresher, so the double BKB.
I mean, if he genuinely thinks his only task is to initiate and reset, he could buy a Force Staff, which would be quite unusual for Mars, but it is a valid choice on certain offlaners when that's the job they have. You've seen Centaurs do it in the past. You just blink, hoof stomp, double edge, and Force Staff out. Get the vision, get the initiation. The thing is, Mars doesn't have a ton of utility to do it multiple times over, right? It's not like, oh, I'm resetting out and then I'm doing another arena.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably just refresh and get off all your stuff before you inevitably will probably die. And at the end of the day, it's also like, how valuable is that kill if he's got off 2 arenas? Like, is it even worth spending the amount of time it takes on? Because Terrorblade still doesn't have a break. Like, the kills on Whisper have been pretty long. As long as he turns around with the Bulwark active.
You say he's still... You assuming he's gonna get a break at some point?
No, probably not.
Silver Edge is just not an item.
Yeah, you're right. He's not gonna get a break.
All right, K1's knocking on the door. Fort is popped. And you can see K1 in terms of itemization. I don't even know what you improve now. I guess you have an item to backpack that BKB replaces, like a refresher.
How is it works with Mjolnir? If you place it on yourself and then put it in the backpack, it still works, right?
Whisper.
Oh no, he got caught by the hex.
Sheeped. There's the terror wave again, and again the same result. Whisper dies but buys back.
Yeah, that one
Ari
was a
also
fast kill.
fell. So Ari is dead for 80 seconds and without buyback. Just like Heroic are just slowly getting back in this game with these weird engagements from OG.
It's difficult being OG here because you don't have any map control, so you're walking in blind and you just get caught off guard and immediately taken out. But yeah, Whisper dying there without getting anything off and having to buy back is actually huge. This gives a clear path to victory for Heroic in the upcoming fight. If they ever catch this Mars again and blow him up, even if they use their Shaman buyback for it or something, it's well worth it to find this Mars kill. Just blows the fight wide open if they do it. So, oh my god, maybe just think about knocking on high ground. I think to answer your Terrorblade question, I think you can Mjolnir yourself and then backpack it and the Mjolnir's still running, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do that with a Swift Blink. Perhaps that's better than having the procs against PL. Not sure. It depends what your goal is in the fight, right? But yeah, he's pretty much maxed out. He's gonna go Refresher. That's the other option, of course.
Well, we have a coil snap into an arrow. Goodbye, Analog. All right, so OG, they finally get... It feels like they have not gotten a kill in quite a while. At least not a meaningful one.
Analog will ping out a ward. It's not where he thinks it is, but there is one.
And K1 and company, it looks like they still are maybe okay to push here.
I know there's no coil, but now it's a 5v4. It's probably time to just chill.
Yep, forcing some TPs back, but...
They could have killed the Tormentor if they wanted. I wonder if they didn't realize... I mean, even if they have... They still don't have the Beastmaster Shard. No one... Maybe it's not worth the risk. I don't know.
Yep, now on their side of the map.
OG have done a really good job shutting down Analog this game. We haven't really talked about him much, and that's for a reason. Because haven't seen the Ember so much, really. He's 1-7 and 8. Last game he had a rough start and made an insane comeback and just started taking over the game. Not the case this time. Coiling him every fight and just dealing with him. We've really had his number, and catching him on the split push as well. A couple times with that puck plus Murano or Hoodwink. Alright, Heroic going to commit here. The Snakes at the very least.
Yeah, they want to force rotation. Instant Hex into the Terror Wave again, but no right click this time as Whisper gets off his BKB, but instantly roared inside his own arena. Also stunned up now by the Shackle as Tomato. Can't really do much from the outskirts, but the stun onto K1. He's in a lot of trouble. He goes down to the Star Storm. K1 is dead along with Divine Llama, and the rest of Heroic now need to get out of dodge. This is without their Ember even alive. They engage 4 versus 5. Now they're punished. So many back and forths.
Was that Ari basically instant glimmering the Mars? That just completely...
That was really fast, yeah.
So he got glimmered before the Shackle came out after the Hex, and Schofield was too slow to use the Dust and get the Shackle off. So the Mars got to use his BKB and his arena and everything. If they chain disable him there, the fight might have just been over. And now instead OG with a huge advantage.
Yep, buyback number 1. And even if K1 buys back, I mean, he has Demon Zeal, but no meta. So full set of racks for OG in the mid lane, and now they're going to focus on bot.
PCM is hitting so hard too. He's just pushing Barracks' Puck here.
Puck has become a different beast in the last year or so, that's for sure.
That's 2 lanes. I mean, can they force the TB buyback by pressuring Megas here? They could also settle for Roche. I think it's arguably even better than taking the risk of something failing up top. So OG, that one moment outside of their base, it feels like for them the biggest part of this game has been won right outside their base.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna happen again here.
Heroic, they want to do something about this though. 4-man smoke.
This is a fast Roche.
Terrorblade up in 13 seconds, but Looks like this will go down first in all likelihood. They're going to scout out a bit, as Roche will make his presence known.
Yeah. Quite a late roar there because of the Bloodthorn. Interesting.
That's true. I didn't know about that interaction. Now they're popping the smokes here, and Aegis will go to Whisper. He's been dying first in a lot of these fights, so probably the right choice, honestly.
Oh, with that logic, Heroic should have put it on Schofield.
How many deaths does he have this game?
Only 14.
Okay.
But he has the 0, so the dream is alive.
Oh,
Zero kills.
Okay.
Yeah. The Melka word is tingling.
It's tingling.
That's a word.
Okay.
Has it ever happened since?
The banner is top. No, I don't think so. We've been close.
Hightail it.
I mean, I'm sure maybe it has happened.
I can't remember a
tier
game
8
that I
game.
have cast where it happened, at least.
Yeah, in terms of games that you would cast, because you're such a prestigious caster, tier 1 only for you,
Yes.
then no. it has not.
Indubitably.
So banner was top. So the fact that they already placed it is really, really interesting. And the fact that it's not middle or bottom.
They're putting it in the final lane that they have yet to push to empower that.
Yes,
because the
but-
bottom and mid will be pushing naturally. But they would have also made those creeps a lot stronger.
I feel, okay, I'm going to backseat here. I
Okay.
usually don't do this for pro players because they're really good. They have not figured out this banner yet, Synderen.
That's not backseating, isn't saying you're bad. It's telling them what to do.
I'm telling them to put it in any other lane than top.
Okay.
When you are up 2 barracks, you put it in the opposite. So you're pushing top, you put it bottom,
Okay.
it stretches them out. Those creeps are really hard to kill.
Right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
It's just so strange. And then the Gaben creeps, of course, are something to truly fear.
Yeah, we'll see if we get there. It's a very good chance of OG getting Megas within 5 minutes, and then you might see the biggest creeps you've ever seen in your life. Because
I
the
did feel
banner
that.
will not get broken this game. So,
Yes, it's never been killed, I think.
this game it definitely won't. There finally goes the Tormentor for
All
Divine
right,
Llama.
another Hawk for you. Now there's going to be drums and Hawks constantly screeching
Shadows.
whenever we click on Divine Llama. Octarine Core for Tomato. He's pretty much fully loaded in terms of itemization. It's all about just getting those doppelgangers over and over and over and just fighting from afar with the Spirit Lances as well. And Whisper, like we said, is the one with the Aegis. See if they're able to kite K1 again. He's going to be dispersed right now. Okay, looking for the opening. It's already at half HP. Has to be careful. Do they have the damage? He pops the BKB finally. Looking for the stunner, but that's a BKB Whisper. You can't use it on him. He will walk away now. Sharpshooter's there on K1 as well. Gets the thunder off on a lowly teammate. So we'll finally use it in the end, and now the meta comes out. The roar came out, but Divine Llama has 0 backup at all. There's a triple arrows for Seb. That's the state of affairs right now for OG. The Eon Disc procs for Seb, and the Aegis consumed on Whisper. Let's see if they just wait out the meta or not. They just keep these pressured. The arrow will be dodged.
He still has a
Arrows.
10-second meta through the Terror Wave.
True.
But yeah, it's not... It's obviously a very short amount of time this late in the game. Constant pressure from Tomato, just spamming out these lances.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow just give a little bit of extra cover so they can maybe make a jump, if that's what they're looking for, but they're kind of out of their ultimates right now. Without Coil, without Arena. Just spamming out these arrows. Maybe if they get an arrow connection, that's when they want to go in. But K1, that meta is running really low. Oh,
Wow.
He actually does use Coil. Only connects on the one hero, though, so BZM will end up getting out. Schofield taking a considerable amount of damage as the arrows continue to fly.
Okay.
K1
Walking
gets
forward.
off the fear onto BZM, but he's able to get his phase shift on time and will blink out to safety. Divine Llama not able to find a roar, which is now up. And K1, that fear is running out. He is now in melee form. Not as scary, but he does have the demonic zeal. And K1 forced to use his BKB again, and OG looking to reset. Sunder comes through on Illusion, so K1 is healthy again. But now he has used all his resources.
Yeah, they also don't have Tombstone save now.
Well, unless you walk next to it.
Oh, it's expiring.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And didn't take the death talent either for the Tombstone. And the illusions continue to just pound on this tower. Imagine if that banner was used in the bot lane. Those creeps would be absolutely destroying everything right now.
It feels like it's just a matter of time before OG finds some big arrow connection, right? They're going to keep throwing out Gleipnir arrows. They're going to keep poking with peel illusions. They're going to keep pushing the tower. Like, this is such a high-pressure situation for Heroic where they need to find some sort of opening. They have the refresher on TB, so spells are available again, but really, really tough for him to find anything.
Ooh. And now we have a refresher on Whisper. K1 getting stun locked. There's arena number 1. Beastmaster already getting really low. Divine Llama gets bursted dead for 2 minutes. Whisper going on top of KJ and K1. That is just a disaster for Heroic. Not able to get anything off. And Ember left to his own devices. Triple kill for BZM as the GGs come out, and OG will stay alive. Split this series 1-1.
Yeah, they're going to guarantee themselves a tiebreaker with this game. Just what a marathon. Both games average playtime over an hour in this series.